Hello and welcome. I'm out here on my micro trail in my woods assessing some recent storm damage, and there are some big limbs down that I got to take care of and just a lot of general cleanup. That's not what this video is about. No, this video is about having fun. More specifically, and by way of explanation, I'm in several Facebook groups that are oriented towards bicycles. That's probably not a big surprise, yeah. Something I've seen rather a lot of the last couple of weeks, and I don't know if it's just people getting edgy because of isolation or whatever, is brand snobs. That is a pet peeve of mine. I really, it gets under my skin, you know? Some people seem to have this opinion that if you have the extraordinary poor taste to not have an expensive bicycle, then you're not really a cyclist, whether it's on-road or off-road. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can be further from the truth. The way I look at it, any bicycle that puts a smile on your face is a good bicycle. Now, it doesn't have to be something that's going to cost an arm and a leg. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to show you 4 bicycles which I own. The most expensive, purchased new, is my Nishiki Maricopa. What I'm going to do is show you 2 road bikes and 2 mountain bikes. And I'm going to demonstrate that it is indeed possible to have fun and not spend a great deal of money. So, without further ado, why don't we have a look at those 4 bikes that I mentioned? Again, first up is my 2018 Mongoose XR Pro. I got this a couple of years ago from Walmart.com for $308. It was marked down at the time from $379, as I recall. Then for a while it was $349. Then they went on sale, so I jumped on that. And they're around $399 now, I believe. Like a lot of bikes on Walmart.com, they do seem to be presently out of stock. I suspect with the stay-at-home orders and so forth, there's probably a lot of demand for bicycles. Be that as it may, right out of the box, this was a great bike to ride. It came with a coil shock and a Suntour XCT, as I recall, coil front fork. Perfectly rideable. In fact, that is the exact same fork that is on my Specialized rock hopper. It's heavy, yeah, but it works just fine. And that's the thing. This bike was rideable right out of the gate. Didn't have to do anything to it. Didn't have to, but obviously I did. Yes, I have upgraded a lot of stuff on this. I did the cockpit, carbon fiber handlebar, wake stem, and I put an RST aerial air shock on it, and a set of rapid robs, and a D&M air shock on the back. But it came from the factory with SRAM componentry. It was an X4 3x8 drivetrain. As you can see here, I have upgraded it to a 1x10 using SRAM X5 components. But again, wasn't necessary. This was a perfectly rideable bike for $308, and in fact I rode it quite a bit before I started upgrading, and I just had all kinds of fun with it, and I am still having all kinds of fun with it. Next up is my approximately 2012 Diamondback Response. I bought this at my local bike shop last summer for $150. As you can see, it's a hardtail. and it came with the stock Shimano shifters. It's got a Shimano Alivio crankset, which happens to be modular, so that's pretty good. Oddly, it has a generic brand-free front derailleur and an Acera rear derailleur. It is a 3x7, but I tell you what, whoever chose the gearing for this at the factory, they did really well, because this little puppy climbs like nobody's business. The front shock is a spinner Grind OS. I have never heard of that before. Now, as you can see from this video, this bike does have some cosmetic blemishes, but that's fine. I bought this as a loaner because I lead bike rides in some local trails on my lunch hour at work, and I wanted to enable people to participate if they didn't have a bike, but they wanted to dip their toes in the water, so to speak. Moving on to the road bikes, this is my 2017 Nishiki Maricopa. It comes stock in my absolute favorite color, bright red. This came from Dick's Sporting Goods. It was marked down from $799 to $299. Now, I don't care what their motivation was, I took advantage of it. This is a great bike for the money. It's all aluminum, even the handlebars. It came stock with Shimano Claris group set, including the combination shifters, the front derailleur, and the rear derailleur. The crankset is a modular FSA Tempo, and as you can see, there's a little bit of wear on it, and yeah, there's a few dings and scrapes and whatnot here and there, but that's because this is a bike to be ridden, not a bike to be looked at. I've only made one modification to it. I replaced the stock saddle with a San Marco Aspide or Aspide. I'm still not sure how that's pronounced. Aspide. It's a carbon fiber saddle, and despite its looks, it is extraordinarily comfortable. Without putting too fine a point on it, that relief channel made a world of difference. And I only paid $35 for the saddle. And I have put, oh gosh, about 2,500 miles on this since I bought it. Absolutely flawless performance. For my fourth and final presentation in this video, I present to you my 1988 Schwinn World Sport. I bought this bike last year for $25. That's right, 25 bucks. The fellow who was selling it said that his wife told him to either ride it or sell it. Apparently, she did not say anything about making a profit on it, because he could have gotten a lot more for this bike. It is in mechanically perfect condition. It came with the stock Shimano SIS friction or switchable index shifters. I prefer the friction shifting. It just seems to work better for me. Still got the original shift levers. And down below here is Sugino alloy crankset, which is also modular, surprisingly, for its age. And it's got the stock Shimano front derailleur and rear derailleur, along with a Shimano freewheel. Now this is a 2x7, and with that itty-bitty 11x28 freewheel, you would think this thing would be horrible on the hills, but it actually climbs pretty well. And I just love the way this bike rides. I am not the first person to ever say this, and I will hardly be the last, but there's just something about the way that a steel frame bike rides that makes it so enjoyable. Additionally, with the large wheels and the relatively short wheelbase, this bike handles really, really well. It's very nimble and turns on a dime. Aside from the new tires, which are Bontrager T2s, I added some more or less color coordinated bar tape and a new Schwinn branded seat that I got from Walmart for like 20 bucks, because the stock one, while original, was about as comfortable as a 2x4. And this bike is just a pleasure to ride. For 25 bucks, how could I possibly go wrong? So there you go. 4 examples showing that you do not have to spend tons of money to have fun on a bike. Yes, there's a certain amount of luck involved in finding these bikes. I mean, like that World Sport. I had to jump on that the minute I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. But there's also a certain amount of, I don't know, I guess you could call it thoughtful shopping involved. And, you know, here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, if your budget only accommodates a sub $100 bike, that's fine. Get it. Go out and ride. Have fun. That's what it's all about. Having fun. So, in closing, I just want to remind you, as I've been doing lately, you're not alone here. We are all in this together, and we will all get through this together. And in the meantime, enjoy the links below, and if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It does help. And goodbye, and thank you for watching. I do appreciate that. Bye.